Welcome back. Welcome back. So last time we finished the Talos that allowed us to climb up Mount Gulg, and we fought our way to the to Vothri. We haven't fought him yet. We also had a little bit of a cutaway to Garlemald, where Xenos in the body of someone else has confronted Elidibus in the body of Xenos, and they're probably gonna fight, but they didn't show them fight. And now it's time to register to fight Vothri. And it's one that we can't take NPCs in, so we will pause while we wait. Alright, we're back. Hopefully everyone hits ready, and we can go into this fight. There we go. It only took like 45 minutes.
Are you so determined to die? One last chance, villains! Bow down and acknowledge your king! Your god!
He is very full of himself, isn't he? Let's see. We're gonna dance partner with the Reaper.
Come! Prepare for justice!
Since Reapers attack fast, so our spree gauge will...
This will be a mercy!
fill up quickly. Oh no. So, there is one of our healers, should be a white mage, but they don't have their jobstone on, so they're just a conjurer. Which is... oh, that's gonna make this tough.
I will crush you!
Because it's going to take a whole bunch of their abilities off their hotbar.
If you refuse to die, I will strip you of the illusion of will.
Way, he's doing a move that we have to look away from.
And you will suffer! Yes! That will be your punishment! Receive of me my blessing and blind fire!
All those additional enemies glommed onto me, so I had to run to the other side so that they would get caught up in the tank's area attacks.
Suffer and know your folly! I will strip you of the illusion of will! Why do you not fall?
Some of my emergency healing.
What is it?
Oh, what are you doing? I don't like that.
Discipline me! I see now. This is the passion of my ascension.
He's pretty now.
I shall embrace this trial.
Ugh. So, because that white mage doesn't have their job stone on, which is a piece of gear that makes them a white mage instead of conqueror, basically all of us damage doers have to really be on our game and kill him way faster than we otherwise would necessarily have to, so as to, you know, not die. So I might talk less than usual, because this is going to be harder than it should be.
Your reckoning comes!
I gotta kill all of them. Okay, not sure why I got rescued over here. Okay.
I shall expose the sin of your existence!
Help put on a shield for this. Heal through it. Stack. Now just avoiding stuff. Ow.
Atone with your life!
We're gonna get all the way to the edge. In this instance, we're going to save the 3-bar limit break for healers, since if it's available to the healers, they can
Know your
bring back the entire party from death.
Atone with your life!
Edge. Shield on people.
Feel my breath!
Someone's keeping it because we're so close to the end. Ah.
I am all powerful!
Not everyone noticed. Definitely commending the other healer who had a jobstone on and was not yeah, there we go. That was stressful. Hey, Reen. Is that Volthree? Uh-huh. I see. It's finally over then. Now night will return to all of Norvrant, bringing salvation to both of our two worlds. Upon speaking to Reen, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time. Yeah, we know. We're gonna do it. We have time.
Why am I cast down? But it is you who are the villains. Father told me that I am hope. I am righteousness. That I am a god. That is why I was born, as man and sin eater both. I kept the people safe. They respected me. Worshipped me. How can this be? I should be the one looking down at you.
Too bad. You're not. We won. Take that.
Damn you! I am your god!
Time to absorb his light. Now we see if we're gonna be okay.
Look, the sky.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's the echo.
Fools! Were it not for my decisive action, the whole city would have been overrun, razed to the ground. Yet they dare to complain about casualties? Spare me. I'll wager they were put up to it by those wretches who seek to usurp me. They're stirring up the citizenry. But if they think I will yield to the likes of them, they are gravely mistaken.
To be subjected to such deplorable treatment, such ingratitude. You have my sympathies, sir. You do so much good for this city, and you could do so much more were you not surrounded by fools.
I know that voice.
Who are you? You're not supposed to be in here.
My apologies for the intrusion, but I come bearing a proposal, one that will ensure the longevity of your reign. But give me the word, sir, and I will bring hither a light warden. By giving its power to the babe within your lady wife's womb, we shall create a transcendent being. A king to rule over all. And as sire to the king, your authority will never again be in question.
You son of a bitch.
Amazing. Before my Vothri, they behave as docile pets. With this gift, my line shall be guaranteed power for perpetuity. We shall rule the whole world.
By all means, sir. United under Yulmor's banner, men will cease fighting and abandon their ambitions. Thus, they will grow fat and complacent, and in their sloth, seal your supremacy.
Uh-oh.
Are you all right? Say something!
This isn't good.
12 for Fend. She cannot contain the light. She's beginning to turn. Urianger, if you've aught up your sleeve, now is the time.
Urianger.
It's changing back.
The combined power of every Light Warden is too terrible a burden for any one soul to bear. And so I shall relieve you of it.
What? What the hell is going on?
Exarch! What are you doing?
I will channel this profusion of power to the Crystal Tower and use it to travel to other worlds. As I have dreamed of doing ever since I first learned of their existence. Who would choose to remain here in this dying realm when they might go elsewhere and begin anew? Not I. And thus did I use you.
What?
No, I don't believe you. It doesn't make
Thank you, Reen.
Damn you! We won't let you do with her as you please.
Do not interfere!
Oh?
Please, I beseech you all, let him go!
You knew of this, Urianger. 'Tis all a fiction. Such vaguely defined acts of teleportation stand no chance of success. The Exarch will never live to see another world, as he knows only too well.
Then, what does he mean to do?
He means to take the light with him into the rift, where he will die. From the beginning, he intended to sacrifice himself to save our friend and Norvrend.
Why didn't he tell us?
At journey's end, an opportunistic thief makes off with the hero's prize. A paltry way to end a chapter, I concede. Yet your tale will continue, and my role in it will scarcely be remembered. Worry not. Whatever should become of me, I will be happy and free, safe in the knowledge that I have played my part.
Well, we're gonna call him by his name.
Thank you for fighting for this world, for believing. Fare you well, my friend, my inspiration.
What? Well, I'm gonna kill you.
Only those who possess the royal eye of the Allagan Imperial line are capable of controlling the Crystal Tower. Such individuals do not exist in the First. Therefore, in all likelihood, the Exarch arrived here with the tower. This much I had surmised, yet I could not discern his grand scheme. To think that he went through all this trouble for the sake of a single hero. It's almost admirable in its absurdity. Alas, it is not your grand scheme that will succeed, but ours.
You bastard!
My thoughts exactly.
Stay put. Your friend is still alive, but whether he remains so depends on you. What a disappointment you turned out to be. I placed my faith in you. Let myself believe that you could contain the light. But look at you now. Halfway to becoming a monster. You are unworthy of my patronage.
It was you who created Vothri, wasn't it?
I am an Ascian. My heart's sole desire is to usher in the great rejoining. 100 years ago, I entrusted my comrade Logriff with the task of increasing light's sway over this world. This we sought to do by manipulating heroes. When that failed to achieve the desired result, I created Vothri. Thanks to your meddling, that too has ended in failure.
What was your true purpose in approaching us?
By your 12, boy, have I not told you before that everything I said was the truth? You were specimens by which I might gauge man's potential as it stands. I genuinely had an interest in you, genuinely considered taking you on as allies. Provided she could contain and control the light. If not, then she, and by extension you, would be of no use to me. 'Twas as simple as that.
So, we've been found wanting. How disheartening. But even had we fulfilled your conditions, there was no guarantee that we would cooperate. What then?
Then I simply kill you all. At the very least, it would restore the world to the way it was before you went about trouncing Light Wardens willy-nilly. Suffice it to say, it would be most inconvenient to have all that light taken away. And I would be lying if I were to claim his actions didn't have me worried.
Uh-oh.
You still retain your form and your senses. But you have all but become a Sin Eater. Whether you will it or no, your mere existence will serve to engulf the world in light. Those in your company will likewise turn into Sin Eaters. And in time, you will succumb to your base instincts and hunt innocents to feast on their sweet, sweet ether.
Taking you with me.
Those few with the will left to fight may rise up against you. But before your absolute might, they will quickly know despair. There is no hope. We are finished. Mankind is finished. Ah, the irony. What Vothri achieved through bliss, you achieved through despair. But I have overstayed my welcome. I shall look forward to seeing you bring the world to its knees, hero.
What'd you do with him?
Exarch!
I have naught to show for all the time and effort I invested in you. He is a small token for my troubles. I did not expect that I could learn aught from man, but I may yet learn something from all the knowledge he had hoarded for his precious hero. I pity you, I do. Your friends are now your foes. If you do not kill them, they will kill you. When it all becomes too much to bear, seek me out at my abode in the dark depths of the Tempest. There, you may complete your descent into madness with some dignity, far from prying eyes. Till then, I bid you farewell. Eat it.
We got taken back to our room somehow.
Finally.
What happened?
After you collapsed, Emet-Selch vanished. Then Reen did what she could to stay the raging of the light within your body. Thanks to her, you're still you, but she's only delayed the inevitable. You're not going to like what you see, but you still need to see it.
Oh. It's as if we did nothing.
It's like this all over. The whole of Norvrat is shrouded in light again. And it's because of you, and the power you absorb from the Wardens. No one knows but your friends. When they carried you down from the mountain, they told everyone waiting below that they didn't understand why the light had returned. And now they're out there trying to allay the people's fears, while searching for a way to save you. If you're well enough to be up, you're well enough to get some fresh air. Better that than stewing in here. Go on. Go.
Reassuring the masses. Oh, miss, you're awake. You were injured during the foray on Mount Gold, yes? I was here at my station as always when they carried you in on a makeshift stretcher, looking disturbingly bereft of vigor. And to compound my worry, the sky has, well, I'm sure you've seen, and it has everyone rather concerned, to say the least. Seeing you up and about is the first good news we've had in a while. Assuming you feel strong enough, would you mayhap consider a stroll around the city to reassure our anxious citizens? Bragi was one of those who helped convey you to your chambers, and he has visited several times since to inquire after your condition. Okay. Let's go talk to Bragi. Hey, Bragi. Well, well, look who's back from the dead. Aye, it was a grim sight. Your companions looked fair ready to drop when they brought you in, so I offered a helping hand. Couldn't bear to see them struggle so. And you, my friend, I feared you had one foot in the grave. Cold and lifeless you were, like a corpse that was somehow still breathing. Then they told me some evil bastard went and snatched our poor Exarch away in the midst of the chaos. Wicked wife, what is this world coming to? Bah, but moaning never solved anything, did it? Nay, it's times like these that we Crystarium folk stand tall and do what needs to be done. Trade with Yulmore is back on the table. We'd best make use of those resources to fortify the city against the Ethers, or whatever misery the fates deem fit to throw at us next. Speaking of misery, Chesamil was worried sick about it. The healer wringing her hands is not the sight you ever wish to see, let me tell you. Alright, let's go talk to Chesamil. No, wrong way. Oh, sweetie, you're alive. No one's been allowed to see you. Even Spagaric's chirurgeons were forbidden from making visits. Reen was kind enough to tell me you were showing symptoms similar to Nita corruption, so I suppose there was little any of us could have done for you in any case. As for your companions, they've been rushing hither and yon, seeking a cure to your condition. I worry to see their faces grown ever more haggard every time they pass through the Crystarium. I shall let them know you're awake. When they come to see you, sweetie, please do convince them to rest a bit. They won't be helping anyone if they all collapse of exhaustion. Ah, and our own Morin has been a little better, I'm afraid. He hasn't left the cabinet, too busy with his nose buried in one dusty tome or another. Alright, let's go find Morin. Hey, Morin. Confound it. This says the same thing as the last. Mayhap I should approach the problem from a different perspective. Asuka, is it truly you, and not some figment of my imagination? Oh, but this is wonderful. It would seem our prayers have been answered. Feeling otherwise helpless, I've been scouring our shelves for the wisdom to explain this most worrisome conundrum. Why, with all the Light Wardens defeated, has the light returned to obscure the sky? I must have pored over 100 tomes, but no definitive conclusion seems forthcoming. So many questions I would pose to the Exarch, and thus do I feel his absence all the more keenly. Now that you are awake, however, I am hopeful the search for our stolen steward may begin in earnest. Catelys, meanwhile, leads the crystalline mean in preparations for battle, though against what foe we are as yet uncertain. Why not pay her a visit? I expect seeing you upright would be a much welcome relief. Okay. To the crystalline mean. Where is she? Asuka, alive and well, I see. You gave us all a proper fright, you know that? The friends you've made in the facets have been talking with me, wondering what they could do to help. Anyway, I'm glad you've recovered enough to stand. You're not planning on striking out straight away, though, are you? I was hoping to have a better look at your equipment. If we'd been able to provide you with better weapons or sturdier helms, then maybe you would have won the day and the Exarch would still be here. As such, we're busy consulting each other on new forging techniques and designs and the like. If If you could stand still a moment, I'd like to assess the gear we're trying to improve. Aye, well, that's some fine work, I must admit. It wouldn't be impossible to make something better, but we'd need to experiment with different patterns and materials, and I'm not sure we have that kind of time. That sounds like a challenge he would enjoy. Who's he? It's the bartender. Greetings, Glenard. The master of the stairs is running his own errands now, is he? Aye, well, my servers are distraught enough as it is, and I didn't want to crack the whip too hard. But never mind that. I'm thinking our absent genius and his epiphanies are the perfect answer to this predicament of yours. And by genius, you mean old Grenell. He is a man of unrivaled gifts, I won't argue with you there. But what good does his talent do us if we can't bloody find him? No one's seen hide or hair of Grenell since he wandered off some years ago. You know what he's like once he latches onto an idea. He's probably cloistered himself in some forgotten cave, completely absorbed in his latest creation. I wouldn't even know where to start looking. That does make things difficult. Still, if that eccentric is someone you're destined to meet, I wager he'll show up soon enough. In my time at the bar, many's the tale I've told of strangely fated encounters, even if a few of them might be stretching the truth just a bit. We'll keep our noses to the grindstone for the time being, but on the off chance you do encounter Grenell, he'd be wise to take advantage of his brilliance rather than wait on our slow and steady progress. This is all talk for when you're fully recovered, of course. I'll let you get back to convalescing, eh? Before you do that, you're actually the reason I came over here in the first place. I don't suggest partaking of my stock until you're properly well, but if you're passing near the stairs, then I'm a regular who's eager to meet you. Okay. I'd best be getting back. Just because the world's coming apart at the seams doesn't mean we have to follow suit now, does it? Hear, hear. We can't forget the heart upon which this city was founded. The Exarch might not have much of a home to return to. What do you have for me, Catless? In his garden. Oscar, are you alright? I think a return to your sick bed might be in order. Or you might consider resting a while atop the watchtower next to the rookery. This damnable sky doesn't make for the most soothing scenery. The Exarch often like to stand there and feel the wind upon his face. Okay. Let's go to the watchtower. Whee! That Chocobo's fighting a training dummy. Our destination.
The people of this city have spirit, I'll give them that. They've not lost the will to fight.
Hey, Ardbert.
I can imagine how torn you must feel, looking at that sky, knowing what it means to everyone, and that you're responsible.
Ow. That hurt. It's all such a mess.
Aye. An all too familiar one. Here you stand alone, expecting no one else to bear the burden for you. You're in a corner, and there doesn't seem to be any obvious way out. But that doesn't mean it's over. However hopeless it seems, you haven't lost yet. I remember looking up at the sky like this before. Being caught up in a strange kind of calm. It was after we realized we were responsible for the flood. When we resolved to journey to the source by taking our own lives. One last sacrifice. One last fight. One last failure. And then the Oracle appeared and, well, you know the rest. There were times in the years and decades that followed when I wondered if we might not have been better off just letting the rejoining happen. That we'd made one last mistake. But seeing that giant Talos stir to life cured me of any doubts I still had. Always we took the burden of fighting upon ourselves. That's what heroes do, isn't it? So we never had the chance to see anything like that. Our people coming together as one. To think that their hope still burned so bright. That they were still so eager to live, they would lift up their fellows, one on top of the other, till they reached the sky. No. We made the right decision. And I can finally feel proud of the part we played in helping this world survive.
Fist bump?
Well, come on then.
Come on, Oscar, give him a fist bump. What's going on?
As I thought. What happened between us was no coincidence. My story may be finished, but the fates have gifted me a minor role in yours. I suspected as much the moment I realized you could hear me. But it's hard not to doubt yourself when you're the man who caused the flood. I was afraid to do anything more than watch for fear of making things even worse. But no longer. After all, the path I once walked is now yours to finish. For what it's worth, I cast my lot with yours. If you need a push, I'll be right there behind you. If you lose control, I'll do my best to stop you. So, Let us be about it, hero.
Oh, I was worried you were up here all alone, brooding and fretting and wallowing in your woes. But look at you, grinning at nothing like a pollen-drunk pixie. Look at what you've done to your ether. It's a mess. And you have cracks running all through that pretty soul of yours.
Oh.
My poor little sapling. Whatever am I to do with you? Shall I yield up my throne? You could claim it, cut ties with the mortal world, hide away in the castle. It won't fix the problem, but would it really matter? If any pesky heroes come calling with steel and magic, all of Il Meg will rise up in your defense. My crown and scepter are yours, if you want them.
No.
What? Don't give me that look. Of course I knew before I asked that you'd never ever heed such a wicked suggestion. And besides, what would become of my precious and ephemeral flower? Oh, my dear beloved sapling. You are lost, confused, and have precious little time to gather your wits. Your kind is always so preoccupied with what lies ahead, and so we muddle your vision with fog and glamour. But such trickery is easy to see through. Stand very, very still. Think not of where you need to go, but where you are right now at this moment. At this time, in this place. Our cairn of crystal. From shadowed hood he watched you go, his ruby eyes with warmth aglow. See yourself as he saw you, and that shall be the clearest clue. You stand in his garden, dear sapling. Ask his flowers what they know, and you will surely find an answer. What will you do with it, I wonder? I'll be watching and waiting. Waiting and watching.
Go talk to people about the Crystal Exarch. Or should I say, Grahatia. And now that you know it's him, way back in the very first dungeon, Holminster Switch, just as we were about to run in and fight the boss, I accidentally said, "Come on, Graha." And gave it away, if you heard it. Oh, I did not expect to see you on your feet so soon. Surely you have not come in search of an Amuro? No. What do I know of the Crystal Exarch? I'm happy to share, but I fear there will be no surprising revelations. As any in the city could tell you, he is a man of wisdom and compassion, many untold secrets. No doubt, but none can doubt his generosity. When the Crystarium was being constructed, he even allowed folk to plunder the tower for resources. He has imposed no restrictions upon us but one. No one except the Exarch is permitted to dwell within the spire. Many seasons passed, a comrade of mine was bold enough to ask the reason why. The Exarch merely smiled and said, because one day, the Crystal Tower may vanish as suddenly as it arrived. Crystal and Mean, it looks like. The next closest one is at... or the Amuro launch. Oh yeah, Cassard. Osaka, it's good to see you awake and alert, my friend. What's this about? You're not writing the Exarch's memoirs, are you? I'm not sure how much I can tell you, considering we avoid asking too many questions. Unspoken rule and all that. If anyone has fresh insights to share, then it'd be Captain Lena, I'd say. She lost her parents to an eater attack not long after she was born, and the Exarch saw to her upbringing. Outward appearances aside, those two are like grandfather and granddaughter. I imagine the news of his predicament hit her doubly hard. Not that our proud captain would ever let it show. If you do decide to talk to Lena, she'll be at her usual post at the Ascensor Gate. And someone at the Cabinet of Curiosity. Oh, was there something else you needed? If you've come for the results of my research into this persistent light, I'm afraid there is little to tell as of yet. Records pertaining to the Exarch. Well, I need no documentation to relay what little I know of his history, if that is what interests you. Ahem. Less than a decade had passed since the coming of the Flood, when the Crystal Tower first flashed into existence. Its summoner, the Exarch himself, became known to the refugees in Lakeland soon thereafter. He welcomed all who sought out the spire, be they locals who had lost their homes or Vermitites fleeing their ruined kingdom. And together did they found the city which would become the Crystarium. Some thought to call him king, for he refused to share his name, but the summoner did not deem himself worthy of royal address. Thus did the people consider his scintillating skin so alike to the tower he had summoned, and bestowed upon him the title of Crystal Exarch. As for his true name, well, it would seem that is a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Speak with Lena. Lena, where are you? Asuka, I was not told you had awoken. A welcome surprise. Now, if only the Exarch was returned to us. He was taken by this rival of yours, was he not? Your companions mentioned they had an idea of where to find him. And so I bristled when they asked for patience. I did not understand their hesitation until I saw that you had fallen. Only then did I realize that I had no business rushing ahead. Even so, the delay has been no less agonizing. In the moments before he left to join you in Calusia, the Exarch entrusted me with the key. It opens the door in the ocular to a chamber known as the Umbilicus. This room is the heart of the tower, into which only the Exarch himself is permitted to enter. He bid me allow no one into the tower once he had departed. Only in the event that an army of eaters descended upon the city was I to access the Umbilicus and awaken the defensive barrier. Never before had he left me with such instructions, but the battle with Vothri loomed near, and at the time I accepted the key without much thought. Since then, however, that moment is all that occupies my mind. When I recall the look upon his face, he knew that some terrible fate awaited him. Tell me, Asuka. I need to know what he feared, what battle you and your companions are truly fighting. I can't give away his secret. Forgive me. I trust in the Exarch, and I should not be voicing these doubts when he is not here to respond to them personally. But you have come to me with a question of your own, have you not? Ah, I see I'm not the only one who burns for answers. The time has come to open the tower's heart. Though we do not face an invasion of eaters, I suspect the city will be in far more danger if you do not gain the knowledge you seek. Alright, that's a good place to call this one for now, and then next time we'll go about finding our way into the heart of the tower. Until then,